Okay, so American Born Chinese Episode 5 review. So it starts off with Wei Chen basically reviewing for Jin what has happened. And he tells him basically what happened after Jin left and how he lost the staff to Nu Muang. So, Jin still seems to have this I want to help, but I don't want to help attitude, which he consistently has for the entire episode. And so Jin wants to find the fourth scroll, and his father told him to find the mad monk Jigong. Now, now Jin is dubious about all of this, and I understand he's like, wait, how am I supposed to be your guide? And I get that. It's like, it looks like Wei Shen is doing everything himself or getting help from his father or Qui-Gon or just doing things himself. So how does Jin fit into all of this? So, but it was cute. Stop calling me your guide. Slave? Guide is better. Oh my god. To go to the direct opposite of guide was just hilarious. So they go out to find Jigong. Now they go to what looks like a mall, and Jin again is dubious. And Wei Chen's like, what? It says temple. So they go there, and Wei Chen immediately starts speaking Chinese to this random dude, and it turns out that he's very much an American and probably knows zero Chinese because he looked very confused. And he's like, no, my name's Larry. So they continue, and we see Ji Gong, and he's seen better days. He definitely did a lot of falling, and not just from heaven. He's a out and out alcoholic, and they never exactly say why he was kicked out of heaven. At least I don't believe they did, but he was kicked out of heaven. So, but Wukong thinks that Ji Gong could help them with the search for the fourth scroll. And so Wei Shen even says, my father told me that you could help. And Wei Shen has absolutely no idea what this kid is talking about, or at least pretends to. And so Jin decides that he has to do his bio project, so he has to leave, which he's been trying to do. And Wei Shen's like, you're really excited about this project. And he goes, I just love biology. Which I think we all saw this coming. He was going to meet with Amelia. So it's not the project, it's the project partner that he was excited about. So, why couldn't he just tell this to Wei Shen? That, tell the truth? That, oh, by the way, yeah, I'm partners with Amelia. Not even say, oh, it's a girl I like or anything else. Just say I'm doing this project with Amelia. As opposed to Wei Shen thinking he went back home. Which is what caused the trouble. So he sneaks down because Ji Gong is currently unconscious. So he goes down to try to do a search himself. And he gets confirmation that he is Zhigong, the Mad Monk, because it's actually written in graffiti as he's walking downstairs. He goes there, looks around, only to be discovered by Zhigong. And he's convinced that this is a disguise. And Zhigong's like, sure. Even though we all know that no, he's a drunk. So so his father making him pass out drunk was probably not the first time he was passed out drunk. So I'm going to say that this was an issue of his from the very beginning. But they fight a little, and Wei Shen explains that his father sent him again, and how, he's looking for the fourth scroll, and explaining why he needs it. And so Zhigong explains to him the pictures he made, the paintings he made. And while Wei Shen was at Jin's house the first time, he saw a jade necklace that his mother was wearing, and discovered that there's an orange one, a matching orange one. So immediately when how the two families of the parents have been at war for a while. So Wei Shen immediately starts thinking about those jade necklaces while Zhigong is talking, and they fight again because reasons. Oh wait, no, they didn't fight again. So he asks him, "Who's your father?" Sun Wukong, and he's like, "Wait, what?" So at first you're like, well, maybe he became Monkey King, or he didn't know who it was. You didn't realize that it was that he was actually mad. He looked confused. So Wei Shen runs back to Jin's house, expecting him to be there, because again, Jin never said he was going to another person's house. Just say he was working on a bio project. How the hell is Wei Shen supposed to know that he's working on the project somewhere else? He didn't tell him that. So Wei Shen talks to his mom, and his mom adores Wei Shen probably because he's speaking Chinese to her, for all I know. But she seems excited about talking to him, and he wants to see the necklaces again. And Jin's dad comes home. She's apparently about to have a Bible study, and she somehow, for some reason, so Wei Shen is going to wait while at the Bible study. And it looks like the two parents are still in love, because he put one piece of the necklace inside of another, because they each have their own pieces. And I should have realized that this was going to be foreshadowing for things going horribly wrong. So Wei Shen is sitting there, and this was just creepy. Not because he's sitting there amongst three women. That part wasn't the creepy part. And him sitting there while they're arguing something. It was them, the way they were oohing and eyeing over Wei Shen. Oh, he's so polite and so handsome. It's like, he's 16 for all you know. I mean, obviously they don't know who Wei Shen is. So technically he's a lot older, but developmentally he is 16, just like Jin. What the hell? Why are you drooling over a 16-year-old? That's just ew. So, um, and Wei Shen has been trying to contact Jin before this, and Jin just brushes him off. When he said, "I'm going to to find the fourth scroll. This is what I learned from Ji Gong," that sort of thing. Jin just blows him off because he's thinking with the wrong head, I guess. I mean, seriously. So Ji Gong comes and he pretends to be Wei Shen's uncle. Now, Wei Shen was still there. Why didn't he say something? You know, like, why are you here? Or he seemed perfectly fine with what happened after, which is Jin calls to let his mom know that he's going to be staying, having dinner at Amelia and with Amelia and her family, because the parents are being way too pushy about. I mean, are they shipping those two? Or that is just the weirdest thing. And it's great that they're, happy to meet friends of Amelia, but this was just okay. So, and Amelia doesn't like that her mother's always being nice to her. I'm sorry, what? That, like, she won't tell her the truth, like her zit. I'm sorry, sweetheart, but maybe, just maybe, she's not telling you the truth because what you think it is not what other people think it is. Just putting that out there. So, it turns out Jin is actually going to this restaurant of Jigong because he invited everybody. So, his parents quickly get drunk. Okay, fine. And while they're singing karaoke and having a good time, it is discovered that Wei Chen and Jin discovered that the jade necklace that his mom was wearing is gone. And Wei Shen's like, "I think I know who took it. I'm going to go find him." And then Jin overhears, because based on what happened after this, I'm assuming Wei Shen was not able to um, say any different, that he didn't hear any of this conversation. And so this is all about miscommunication because, okay, we have to have that. So Jin's mother was upset that her husband didn't tell her that he didn't get the promotion. So he's thinking about quitting because they have enough money saved up. And she's like, no, we really don't. So I thought that she was just helping to sell the inventory that this store had, because then they'll have enough money so they can get more inventory and so on and so forth. No, she was using her own savings and not telling him. So she accuses him of not telling her that he didn't get the promotion. When earlier he's like, I'll talk to you later about it. Because, they had guests at the time. I mean, reasonable. And things happened. So obviously there never was a time where they were alone and he could talk to her. So she's upset with him for not telling her. But she doesn't seem to think that she should tell him that she spent half their savings to buy powder inventory so she could sell it. I'm sorry, what? I mean, this is just as much a financial issue, if not more so, than what happened with Simon. You know, the fact that he didn't get the promotion. But she thinks he needs to talk to her about things, but she doesn't need to talk to him. At least she had the self-awareness to be sheepish about it. So she knew that she messed up. Unfortunately, and this was another bit of foreshadowing when she told Wei Shen that he should teach Jin Chinese, is that Jin only understands certain words. So he knows that his parents are fighting. But he assumes that it's because of the jade necklace. I'm sorry, the entire season they've been fighting over money and his job. Why do you think this would be any different? So Wei Shen finds Ji Gong and tells him that his father stole the great sage title from him. And Wei Shen doesn't believe him. And based on what we saw, technically he's wrong. Wu Gong did not steal it. I mean, his antics led to him being given the position, but it wasn't that he was setting out to steal a position from anyone. He was just trying to help his friend, and things just, went that way. So unless he also knows that Wu Gong was the one who was constantly refilling his drink, so he had to keep drinking till he fell over drunk. Which, that I could see him being pissed off about. That part I could see. But he technically didn't steal anything. I mean, that was not the intention of why he was doing that. He just wanted to cause a distraction so they could get into the banquet. So he's not completely wrong, but he's not right either. So anyway, so Wei Shen, of course, doesn't believe him. And I wonder if he's ever going to find out the truth from his father, because apparently telling people the truth about anything is really hard for parents. What the hell? So, they fight. And he's like, "Oh, hi, Jid," to distract Wei Shen so he can get away. Wei Shen catches up to Ji Gong and they fight again, and he seemingly swallows the pendant. And, because Ji Gong wants it because it's his ticket back to heaven. So you kind of feel bad for him that, he wants to go back to heaven. But instead of, I don't know, oh, your father is the Monkey King. Well, since I'm helping you, maybe they'll let me back into heaven or something. No, he goes the selfish route because he's just mad at Wukong. It's like Wei Shen said that it was his father who sent him to him. That should have told him that Wu Gong thinks highly of him. So maybe drop your damn grudge and help? But no. No, he's just seeing red, so logic goes out the window. And so he thinks he was able to get the pendant back from Wei Shen. He runs, and Wei Shen goes back into the banquet hall. Jin is upset because his parents are fighting. His father went home. His mother is crying, which I'm sorry, but I mean, I do feel bad for her on one end because, she's so sad. But on the other hand, I'm sorry, you kind of brought that upon yourself. You couldn't be bothered to tell your husband that you're using their savings to buy inventory to help out this herbalist. Even if that ended up in an argument then and there, at least you would know what's going on. Because, he had a plan. He's like, well, I'll just find another job and, we have a few months worth of, we have enough savings. Oh, no, you don't. And Jin, because he knows very little Chinese, doesn't know what the issue is. Now, he thinks that they're arguing about the necklace, that it was stolen, which how little Chinese do you have to know that that's not even remotely what the conversation was about. So he finds Wei Shen, and Wei Shen does the same thing that Jin had done earlier when he was teaching him magic. And he said abracadabra. Now Wei Shen said he was going to go after whoever stole the necklace because he noticed the necklace is gone. So what does Jin do? Accuse Wei Shen of stealing the necklace. I realize you're a teenager, but come on. Exactly what is it about Wei Shen that screams, I steal people's stuff? Because he even said, you gotta stop stealing our stuff. Now, based on what he replaced, the switcheroo he did to replace the pendant to make Ji Gong think he had the pendant, I'm going to say that Jin noticed that that flashlight was gone, because otherwise what else did he steal? What do you know? So he's upset because his parents are upset. And I mean, it's serious fighting. Simon actually left. So Jin is upset, as well he should be. His parents are having a really bad argument. And Wei Shen is trying to explain to him again why he needs this pendant. And Jin is, being really mean to him. And Wei Shen was like, yeah, you never wanted to be my guide or my friend. And so he leaves. And, that hurts Jin. Because I think he realized that yet again, the person who wanted to be a genuine friend to him, like Anuj, he pushes away because reasons. So that's how it ends. And yeah, I really want. Oh yes, it actually ended with Ji Gong staring at this flashlight, looking at it, just studying it. Probably thinking maybe the pendant is turned into the flashlight or whatever. He's trying to figure this out, and you hear a voice, which is probably Nu Mu Wang. Now, I don't know, considering how how good of a research he did to find the fourth scroll, and Wukong knew that, which, when did he know that? Because he made his son think he's crazy for, even thinking there was a fourth scroll. So did he discover this in the meantime? But, considering how good of a job he did to figure out that much about the fourth scroll, my question is still, how the hell did he not think, oh, somebody's using magic to refill my my drink. So, yeah, that makes it really weird. But anyway, um that's all I have, I believe, for this episode. And all I can say is it's obvious Amelia has a thing for Jin, even though Jin's soccer teammates were acting like, oh, she's too good for you or whatever, because, oh, I did miss something. So then we see Freddie, who we find out is Jamie, helping this woman with her refrigerator. So at first I thought, is this the show? What is Freddie also a repairman? Is that why it's called Beyond Repair? No, no. This is actually the actor, not the character. And as he's leaving, the woman whose refrigerator he just fixed was watching Beyond Repair. And he listens for a moment and then just walks out. So I wonder if, number one, she knows that it's the same person. Two, why is he working as a repairman instead of an actor? Which all I can think of is that. Now, I do know that the actor who plays Jamie in real life, after he did Goonies and of course was Short Round on Indiana Jones, he couldn't get cast. Nobody wanted to work with him because they wanted they were looking for someone who wasn't this type, because racism. So, Asians are this, that, and the other instead of, complex human beings. So, I guess that they wrote that into the show. What the actor's actual experience. And, so yeah, it's nice to see that he's doing something other than showing clips from his old show, because actually this one was this gag was kind of funny, him falling back into the wall. So that was kind of funny. Last episode, I think it was last episode, not so funny, but this one was funny. So I take it he's going to play a bigger role in this show from now on, because we're halfway through, so maybe there's going to be some intersection. I don't know. But anyway, I wonder if Jin is going to explain to his parents what happened. Because it seems like at this point, neither of them are aware that the jade necklace is even missing. So I wonder if Jin is going to say anything, especially to his mother, who seemed to really like Wei Shen. And maybe they'll fill in some blanks for Jin. Number one, that they weren't arguing about the damn necklace, that they were arguing about something much more important. Because yes, it sucks that an heirloom was stolen, but not being able to live is entirely different. So maybe Jin will talk to his parents and realize that, number one, he totally misconstrued their argument, so blamed Wei Shen for a whole bunch of things he didn't do. And maybe they will hear what Jin has to say about Wei Shen and about what he thinks about the pendant, and maybe they'll be like, yeah, actually that makes sense, or something, because at some point Jin has got to be on board. Because up until now, he has not been on board. And, I read some reviews saying that the problem with this show is that Jin is not likable. He's not a likable character, which this episode, yeah, he didn't seem very likable. Up until now, I, un, there was a lot about him that I resonated with. Not this episode, not at all, not even once. I mean, I felt for him because he misheard or he didn't have enough contextual clues to figure out. Because my parents are Slovak. I only know a few words. I stopped speaking it when I was in preschool. So, but I do understand a few words. And given the right context, I know more Slovak than I speak. But the trick is to have the right context, to be in the right situation. And Jin obviously just assumed, because they were talking about the jade necklace being stolen, that his parents must as well. When no, there was no context for you to think either way. That the only context you would have is that they previously were talking about his job, so why the hell would they be talking about something else now? That is the only thing that he could assume. But no, he assumed that they were talking about the necklace, so hopefully they set him straight. Now, because like I said, he does have to go all in and help Wei Shen, because otherwise, why do this whole guide thing? Why not just have Wei Shen looking for the fourth scroll and meeting Jin and just trying to be friends with him, but not necessarily, oh, you're my guide, or whatever. Because at this point, it's that guide thing seems like bullshit. Because, okay, it led him to Jin's parents who had jade necklaces, but that's not Jin being a guide so much as happenstance. You met a kid who just so happened his parents fit what he later finds out is that they would have the fourth scroll. So far that is it. So I guess you could call him Jin a guide because he led him to his parents, but so far I'm very, very underwhelmed with the guide. And actually so is Jin. So yeah. With that, I believe I've covered everything from this episode. Oh yeah, one more thing about Jigong. It's just too bad that Jigong seems like he's going to end up aligning with Numu Wong. Or maybe it's going to be some double agent stuff that he's going to help him up to a point and then take the glory for himself or something, like he tried to do with Wei Chen. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen at this point, but at this point it does look like Jigong is going to align himself with Screw it. Moo Wong. No. Nu Wong. The Bull Demon King. So, now that I butchered names, I think I should just stop rambling at this point, and I will see you for the next episode.